Listen closely. Stop what you are doing and give me your full attention for the next 2 minutes, because what I am about to share with you is a fundamental rupture in the way most men understand power. It's the key that separates the architects of their lives from the eternal assistants in the lives of others. It's the hidden command that runs silently in the background of every great man. For years, I've been obsessed with one question: what is the single greatest leak of a man's power? I didn't look in business books. I looked at the root code of human behavior, the patterns of history, the lives of men who built empires and those who faded into obscurity. I found a secret, a pattern so simple yet so profound it's almost invisible. The power of a man is directly proportional to his ability to deliver a decisive, unapologetic no. And the lack of this ability is the hidden source of a pain you know all too well. It's that feeling of being spread thin, of your own goals gathering dust while you build dreams for others. It's the quiet rage you feel at yourself for being so accommodating that you've become a doormat. You feel your potential leaking away with every single yes that feels like a betrayal. What if I told you this isn't a personality flaw? What if it's a strategic error, a misunderstanding of the laws of power? Today, we correct that error. This is not a lesson in being difficult. This is a masterclass in becoming powerful. This is the moment you reclaim your sovereign right to choose your own direction. If you are ready to learn this code, your training starts now. You know the feeling. The request hits your ears, and before your conscious mind can even process it, the words, "sure, no problem," are already leaving your mouth. It's a reflex, a social tic you've perfected over years. You see the relief on their face, and for a fleeting moment, you feel like the hero, the good guy. But this isn't kindness. We need to call it what it is. It's a survival strategy, a deeply ingrained fear response. It's the fear of conflict, the fear of disappointing someone, the fear of being seen as selfish or unhelpful. It's the primal terror of rejection that our ancient brain is wired to avoid at all costs. This pattern turns you into a social chameleon. You change your colors, your priorities, and your commitments to blend in with the expectations of whoever is in front of you. The danger of being a chameleon is that if you do it long enough, you forget your true color. You lose your own identity in the act of pleasing others. You start to believe this is who you are, the nice guy, the dependable one. But deep down, the resentment builds. That resentment is a signal from your true self, a warning that your integrity is being compromised. It's a sign that you are trading your mission for a moment of approval. Let's be clear, that automatic yes is not a sign of your goodness. It is a symptom of your fear. It is the chain that keeps you tethered to the agendas of others. You are not rejecting them when you say no. You are honoring the commitments you've already made to yourself. And here is the fundamental truth that will set you free. This is not a permanent personality trait. It is not etched into your soul. It is a learned pattern, a piece of faulty code running in your subconscious. And any code that was written can be rewritten. Any pattern that was learned can be unlearned. You are not a people pleaser. You are a man who has been running a people-pleasing program. The distinction is crucial. It separates the man from the behavior, and it gives you the power to change it. You are not fixing a flaw in your identity. You are upgrading your operating system. Think of the great builders of history. Think of Andrew Carnegie. He didn't build a steel empire by saying yes to every distraction. He had a burning desire, a definite chief aim, and every decision was filtered through that purpose. His no was not personal. It was strategic. It was a yes to his empire. This is the first step in your own reconstruction, to see the automatic yes, not as a kindness, but as a cage. It's a cage built with the bars of fear, and you have been holding the key all along. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find that key and use it. So from this moment forward, we make a pact. We will see the automatic yes for what it is, the enemy of our potential. We will learn to pause, to breathe, and to consult our own mission before we give away our most valuable resource, our time. You are not here to be liked. You are here to build, and building requires you to be the master of your own yes and no. Your power is not in your agreeableness. It is in your alignment with your purpose. This is the first code we install today. The common mistake, the virus in the system, is the belief that a no to a request is a no to the person. This is the lie your fear tells you to keep you compliant. It whispers that you'll damage the relationship, that you'll be seen as unkind, that you'll be cast out. This is a distortion of the truth. We are here to shatter that illusion. A strategic no is one of the most profound acts of respect you can offer both to yourself and to others. It's a statement that you value your own commitments enough not to make promises you can't keep with integrity. A yes filled with resentment is a lie. Here is the re-signification, the new code you will install. Every no you speak is a powerful yes to something more important. When you say no, I can't help with that project, you are simultaneously saying yes, I will protect the time needed for my own mission. It is an act of preservation. When you say no, I can't make it to that event, you are saying yes, I will honor my need for rest and recovery, so I can be at my best for what truly matters. You are not rejecting the person. You are protecting your resources, your time, your energy, your focus. These are the building blocks of your empire. An honest no is always more respectful than a resentful yes. A resentful yes plants a seed of poison in the relationship. The other person may get what they want in the short term, but they will eventually feel the coldness of your obligation, the subtle withdrawal of your spirit. This is a far greater damage. You must begin to see your time as a vault with finite resources. When someone asks for it, they are asking for your most precious, non-renewable asset. Giving it away without thought is an act of disrespect to your own life. Your no is the guardian at the gate of that vault. Think of it this way. When you offer a yes, you want it to be a gift of pure gold, your full attention, your genuine energy, your best self. When you are forced to say yes, you are handing them a piece of cheap painted lead, which is more respectful. The lead you were forced to give, or the gold you chose not to. The key turn happens when you internalize this. You are not responsible for other people's emotional reactions to your boundaries. If someone is upset by your respectful no, they are not upset with you. They are upset that they no longer have control over your resources. Their reaction reveals their intention. This is a powerful filter. A no delivered with respect will be understood by those who also respect themselves. It will filter out the users and the manipulators. It will attract those who operate on the same principle of mutual respect and integrity. Your boundaries are not walls. They are a registration process. So the next time you feel the pressure to say yes, pause. Ask yourself, what am I saying yes to by saying no? Anchor yourself in that positive affirmation. I am saying yes to my family. I am saying yes to my health. I am saying yes to the book I am writing. This shift changes everything. The no is no longer a negative act of taking away. It becomes a positive act of creation and protection. You are no longer a man who is difficult. You are a man who is clear. You are a man with a purpose, and your decisions are aligned with that purpose. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you pay a tax. It's not a financial tax, but it's far more costly. It's an invisible tax of resentment that gets levied directly against your soul. And this tax compounds over time, poisoning everything it touches. First, it's just a small flicker of irritation, a minor annoyance. You do the favor, you help the person, and you swallow the feeling. But the payment has been made. A small piece of your energy, your enthusiasm for life, has been drained and replaced with a drop of bitterness. This bitterness accumulates. Each forced yes adds another drop to the container. Soon, that container is full, and the resentment begins to spill over, tainting your interactions, your relationships, and most importantly, your relationship with yourself. You start to look at others with a cynical eye. You begin to see their requests not as opportunities to help, but as a tax on your time. The person you once liked becomes a source of dread. Your phone rings, you see their name, and your stomach tightens. The poison is working. It's corroding the very foundations of your goodwill. But the most devastating effect of this poison is the self-betrayal. Deep down, the anger is not truly directed at them. It's directed at yourself. It's the rage of your inner commander, your true self, who is watching you, his soldier, surrender territory without a fight. You are constantly placing the needs of others above your own, to the point of self-erasure. You become a ghost in your own life, haunting the edges of other people's stories, and this hollows you out, leaving you feeling empty, powerless, and unseen. This is the true price of the unwilling yes. Think of resentment as a form of debt. Each time you betray your own needs, you take out a small loan from your future happiness, but the interest rate is astronomical. Soon you are so buried in the debt of bitterness that you can no longer see a way out. This is how good men become broken men. It's the silent agreement you make to be the martyr, to carry the load, to be the one who never complains. But the silence doesn't make the burden lighter. It only makes the poison more concentrated. It turns you into a passive-aggressive actor, agreeing on the surface while seething underneath. This must stop. You must recognize this cycle for the destructive force it is. The resentment is a signal. It's a red flashing light on your internal dashboard, screaming that your engine is overheating, that your integrity is failing. It's a call to action. Now we make a new rule. We listen to the signal. The moment you feel that flicker of resentment, you don't suppress it. You acknowledge it. You say to yourself, this feeling is a message. It's telling me I have crossed a boundary. It's telling me I have betrayed my own purpose. This awareness is the antidote. It's the first step to clearing the poison by acknowledging the resentment. You rob it of its power to operate in the shadows. You bring it into the light, and you make a conscious choice to act differently next time. You choose to protect your spirit from this corrosive tax. The automatic yes thrives in immediacy. It is a reflex, and a reflex has no time for thought. The request is made, and the pressure of the moment, the expectant face, the silence hanging in the air forces your hand. The single most powerful technique to break this cycle is the strategic pause. The pause is your sanctuary. It is the space between the stimulus and the response, and inside that space lies your freedom and your power. Your immediate goal is to stop giving an instant answer. You must train yourself to create that space, even if it's just for a few seconds. You need to arm yourself with pre-prepared phrases that buy you time. These are your shields. When a request is made, you deploy one immediately. Thank you for thinking of me. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. It's simple, respectful, and buys you an escape from the immediate pressure. Another powerful phrase, that sounds interesting. I need to think about how that fits with my current commitments. I'll let you know by the end of the day. This not only buys you time, but it also frames your decision-making process as deliberate and professional. It signals that your time is managed, not random. What does the pause do? It breaks the conditioned reflex. The emotional, fear-based part of your brain that screams agree now to avoid conflict is momentarily silenced. The pause allows the logical, rational part of your brain, your inner commander, to come online. In that quiet space you create, you are no longer reacting to their needs. You are able to consciously consult your own. You can ask yourself the critical questions. Does this align with my mission? Do I have the energy for this? Am I saying yes out of genuine desire or out of fear? This is a form of mental martial arts. You are not meeting their force with opposing force. You are yielding, redirecting their energy, and creating the space to execute your own move. The pause is your dojo. It's where you practice the art of conscious choice. This technique is so powerful because it feels non-confrontational. You are not saying no immediately. You are saying, I will consider this. This disarms the other person and gives you complete control over the final decision, which you can now make away from the heat of the moment. Think of Abraham Lincoln, faced with monumental decisions during the Civil War. He was famous for writing hot letters when he was angry or pressured, which he would then put in a drawer and never send. He understood the power of the pause. He knew that an immediate reaction is almost always an emotional one, not a strategic one. Your life is your own civil war. You are fighting for the union of your own identity against the forces that would tear it apart. The pause is your hot letter drawer. It's where you put the request until the emotion has subsided and wisdom can prevail. So, from this moment you make a vow, no more instant answers. Every request, no matter how small, is met with a pause. You will arm yourself with your shield phrases and use them relentlessly until it becomes your new reflex. This is how you reclaim the power of choice. We have been conditioned to see our time as an infinite, renewable resource. It is not. Your time and your energy are your most valuable forms of capital. They are more precious than money. Once a day is spent, it is gone forever. You cannot earn it back. If you do not manage your own budget of time and energy, I guarantee you, the world will spend it for you. Your life will become a series of withdrawals made by other people for their own purposes. You will end up energetically bankrupt, with nothing left for your own mission. This requires a radical shift in perspective. You are the CEO of you, Inc., and the CEO's primary job is capital allocation. Your capital is your focus, your time, and your vital energy. Every yes is an investment, and you must start asking, what is the return on this investment? Before you agree to anything, you must perform a mental energy audit. Ask yourself this simple but profound question. Will this activity provide a positive return on my energy, or will it be a net drain? Will it move you closer to your goals, or will it be a costly detour? This is not a selfish mindset, it is a sustainable one. A man who is drained and bankrupt of energy cannot serve his family, his business, or his community effectively. He gives them the dregs, the leftovers. A man whose energy budget is in surplus can give generously from a full cup. Henry Ford did not build a global automotive empire by investing his time in frivolous distractions. He understood that his energy was the fuel for his vision. He allocated it ruthlessly towards his definite purpose, to build a motorcar for the great multitude. Any request that did not serve that purpose was a no. You must become just as ruthless in the protection and allocation of your capital. This means getting crystal clear on what your most important goals are for this week, this month, this year. These goals are your high-yield investment funds. Your job is to ensure your capital flows to them first. When a request comes in, you measure it against these goals. Does saying yes to this serve my primary objective? If the answer is not a clear and resounding yes, then the default answer must be no. This is the logic of the CEO, not the emotional reaction of the people pleaser. This is how you build momentum. By consistently investing your energy in the things that matter, you create a compounding effect. Your progress accelerates, your confidence grows, and your capacity to achieve expands. Conversely, by scattering your energy, you ensure you will remain stuck. So, your practical action is this. At the beginning of each week, write down your top 3 priorities. These are your mission-critical objectives. For the next 7 days, every decision about your time is filtered through these 3 things. You are building an intentional life, not an accidental one. You are the master of your budget. You decide where your capital goes. Stop letting others make unauthorized withdrawals from your account. Protect your assets, invest them wisely. This is how you move from energetic poverty to a life of abundance and impact, knowing you should. Say no is one thing. Having the exact words to do it gracefully under pressure is another. We need to equip you with a verbal arsenal, a set of simple, elegant formulas that allow you to refuse with class, leaving no room for negotiation and no scorched earth behind. These are not excuses. They are clear, concise, and respectful statements of your boundaries. They are your tools for execution. Your task is to learn them, practice them, and make them your own, so they flow naturally when you need them most. Formula 1, the no. With appreciation, this is your go-to for most situations. It's short, direct, and polite. I really appreciate you thinking of me for this, but I won't be able to. Or thank you so much for the invitation, but I'll have to pass this time. End of sentence. Do not add a long explanation. The power of this formula is in its simplicity. You acknowledge them, you appreciate the offer, and you decline firmly. There is no weakness, no opening for them to push back. This time also subtly implies that the door might be open in the future, which softens the blow without committing you to anything. Formula 2, the no with a brief, honest reason. This is for when a little more context is appropriate, but it must be brief and centered on your own priorities, not on them. I'd love to help, but I'm completely focused on finishing Project X right now and couldn't give it the attention it deserves. This formula works because it frames your no as an act of quality control. You are not saying I don't want to help you. You are saying I cannot help you to the standard you deserve because my focus is committed elsewhere. It's a statement of respect for both your work and theirs. Formula 3, the no with an alternative. Use this when you genuinely want to help but cannot fulfill the specific request. I can't do that for you, but I know someone who might be perfect for it. Have you spoken to John? Or, my plate is too full for that right now, but what if we did a smaller, less time-intensive alternative instead? This demonstrates goodwill without sacrificing your boundaries. It shows that you are a problem solver, but on your own terms. It keeps you in a position of power and helpfulness, redirecting the request rather than simply absorbing it. It turns you from a gatekeeper into a guide. The key to all these formulas is the delivery. Your tone must be calm, firm, and unapologetic. There can be no hesitation in your voice. You must deliver the line and then hold the space. Do not rush to fill the silence that follows. The silence is where your power solidifies. This is a skill like any other. It requires practice. Rehearse these lines in front of a mirror. Say them out loud until they feel like your own words. The more you use them, the easier they will become. You are building muscle memory for your boundaries. You are forging a new identity, a man who is not difficult but decisive. A man who is not unkind but clear. A man whose word is his bond and whose no is as firm and respectable as his yes. This is how you command respect, starting with your own. The moment you say no, especially in the beginning, you will likely feel a wave of discomfort, guilt, anxiety. You'll question yourself. Was I too harsh? Are they mad at me? Did I just ruin that relationship? This feeling is normal. It is the echo of your old programming. You must understand what this guilt truly is. It is not a signal that you have done something wrong. It is the withdrawal symptom of your addiction to approval. Your brain, so accustomed to the chemical reward of pleasing others, is now screaming in protest because you have denied it its fix. Here is the reframe you must install immediately. This discomfort is not the pain of wrongdoing. It is the pain of growth. It is the feeling of a muscle being torn so it can be rebuilt stronger. Every time you feel that guilt and stand firm, you are winning the war. You are reinforcing the new neural pathway. To combat this in the moment, you need a practical technique. I call it the priority reinforcement. The second you hang up the phone or walk away after delivering a no, you must immediately and consciously state to yourself what you just said yes to. Say it out loud. If you can, I said no to that distraction so I could say yes to finishing my work and being present with my family tonight. Or, I felt the guilt, but I held the line because I am saying yes to my own peace of mind. This act anchors your no in a positive, empowering choice. It reframes the entire event. You are not a man who just deprived someone of something. You are a man who just protected something vital. You are the guardian of your mission, the protector of your peace, the defender of your family's time. You are acting from a place of honor, not selfishness. Consider the training of a warrior, the Spartan. He was forged in discomfort. His training was designed to make him comfortable with hardship, to see pain not as a signal to stop, but as a confirmation that the process was working. You are that warrior. This guilt is your training ground. You must learn to sit in the fire of that discomfort and not flinch. Recognize it, name it, there is the old programming, and let it pass through you without acting on it. The urge to call back and reverse your decision is the siren song of your old weak self. You must not listen. With each repetition, the echo will grow fainter. The guilt will lose its sting. Your brain will begin to associate saying no not with fear and anxiety, but with a new feeling, the profound, calm, satisfying feeling of self-respect. You will be training your mind to seek the reward of integrity, not the fleeting fix of approval. This is how you build an unshakable core. By enduring the temporary discomfort of growth, you forge a permanent identity of strength. You are not the man who avoids discomfort. You are the man who uses it as fuel. You are the man who chooses the hard path of self-respect over the easy path of self-betrayal. And now we seal this code. This is not just a concept you learn. It is who you become. Declare it now with the conviction of a man who has already won. Breathe in. Repeat these words. I use discomfort as fuel. Every challenge fortifies me. We often think of boundaries as walls that isolate us. This is a fundamental error in perception. Boundaries are not walls. They are the foundations and fences of the fortress that protects the most valuable asset you have, your life, your well-being, your mission. A man without boundaries is a land without borders. Anyone can walk in, take what they want, and leave a mess behind. He is exposed, vulnerable, and at the mercy of outside forces. A man with clear boundaries is a sovereign nation. He decides who enters, on what terms, and for how long. He is secure, powerful, and in command. Here is a law of the universe you must burn into your mind. People will treat you according to the standards you set and tolerate. If you tolerate disrespect, you will receive disrespect. If you tolerate your time being wasted, it will be wasted. Your boundaries teach the world how to interact with you. The mistake most men make is waiting for a crisis to try and establish a boundary. This is like trying to build a fortress in the middle of a battle. It's too late. The key is to communicate your boundaries proactively. in low-stakes situations, so they are already established when the big requests arrive. How do you do this? Through small, consistent actions. It's letting people know you don't check emails. After PM, it's telling a friend you can talk for 10 minutes, but then you have to run. It's the practice of putting your own priorities on the table calmly and without apology. Each time you do this, you lay another brick in the foundation of your self-respect. You are sending a message, first to yourself and then to the world, that you value who you are and what you are building. This is not an act of aggression. It's an act of architecture. Think of the great Stoic emperor, Marcus Aurelius. His entire philosophy was built on the idea of an inner citadel, a mental fortress that no outside event or person could breach. His boundaries were internal first. He knew what was his to control and what was not. His external actions were simply a reflection of that inner strength. Your boundaries are the physical manifestation of your inner citadel. They are the proof that you are the commander of your own mind. When you build them strong, you find that you don't need to fight as many battles. People sense the strength of your fortress and approach with respect. This process builds a powerful, positive feedback loop. Setting a boundary builds self-respect. Increased self-respect makes it easier to set bigger boundaries. This, in turn, creates healthier relationships based on mutual respect, not on obligation and resentment. Your practical mission is to identify one small, leaky area in your fortress. Is it a colleague who always interrupts you? A family member who calls at all hours? A friend who always asks for last-minute favors? Your task is to lay one brick. To communicate one small new boundary this week. Start small, build your confidence. You are not just saying no to a request, you are building the fortress of your identity, a place of strength, security, and honor, a place from which you can engage with the world on your terms, from a position of power, not of servitude. And now you will give the order to your own mind. This is the new law. Repeat it until it is a part of you. In your mind or out loud, feel the power in the words. My boundaries are my fortress. I am the sovereign of my life. There is a great fear that holds men captive in the prison of yes. It's the fear that saying no, that setting firm boundaries will make people like them less. It's the belief that their value lies in their utility to others. We are here today to expose this for the profound lie that it is. Here is the paradox that the weak man cannot comprehend. Setting clear boundaries and valuing your own time doesn't make people respect you less. It makes them respect you infinitely more. People do not respect doormats. They use them. They respect strength, conviction, and purpose. Think about the people you truly respect in your own life. Are they the ones who are always available, who drop everything for anyone who asks? Or are they the ones who are focused, who have a mission, whose time is valuable and therefore not given away lightly? The answer is obvious. When you say no with firm, calm authority, you are sending a powerful, subconscious message. You are communicating that you have priorities, you have a mission, you have self-respect. You are signaling that your time is a valuable commodity, and therefore your yes, when it is given, is genuine and meaningful. A yes from a man who never says no is worthless. It's an empty currency. It's given not from a place of genuine desire to help, but from a place of obligation or fear. A yes from a man who has the courage to say no is a gift of pure gold. It means he has weighed the request and chosen to invest his precious resources in you. This is a fundamental shift in social dynamics. You stop being the accommodating nice guy and you become the man of purpose. This change in your identity acts as a powerful filter. It repels the manipulators, the users, and the energy vampires who were drawn to your lack of boundaries. And it does something even more powerful. It attracts other high-value individuals. People of purpose are drawn to other people of purpose. They recognize a fellow commander. They respect the clarity and strength of someone who knows where they are going. Your boundaries become a beacon for the right kind of tribe. Consider a master craftsman. He doesn't take on every project that comes his way. He is selective. He chooses the work that aligns with his skill and his vision. This selectivity, this willingness to say no to bad fits, is what makes his work so sought after and so valuable. He is respected for the projects he refuses as much as for the ones he accepts. You are the master craftsman of your own life. Your no is your tool of quality control. It ensures that you only invest your life force into the projects, people, and commitments that are worthy of your craft. It protects the integrity of your life's work. This is the paradox you must embrace. To gain more respect, you must be willing to risk momentary disapproval. You must trade the shallow currency of being liked by everyone for the solid gold of being respected by the people who matter. The fear of being disliked is the ghost of the playground. You are not that boy anymore. You are a man, a builder, an architect. Your value is not determined by your ability to please, but by your ability to produce, and production requires the fierce, unapologetic protection of your focus. We have reached the final stage of this transformation. This is where we move beyond techniques and install a new identity at the deepest level. This is where we permanently delete the people-pleaser program and install the operating system of the architect. Here is the core principle. You are not a man who has difficulty saying no. That is a story, a label you have allowed to define you. From this moment on, you are the chief architect, the master curator of your own life. You are the one who deliberately chooses what belongs and what does not. A curator in a world-class museum does not randomly accept every piece of art that is offered. To do so would create a chaotic, meaningless collection. A curator has a vision. He selects only the pieces that fit that vision, that enhance the collection, that align with the story he is trying to tell. He says no to 99% of things to make the 1% he says yes to incredibly powerful. You are the curator of your time, your energy, your relationships, your commitments. Every request that comes to you is an offering. Your job is not to accept them. All your job is to curate, to ask, does this piece belong in the masterpiece I am building? This shifts you from a passive, reactive state to a powerful, proactive one. To aid this, you will perform a new exercise, the ideal yes list. Instead of focusing on what to say no to, you will define in advance what you are excited to say yes to. Take out a piece of paper and write down the types of opportunities, requests, and experiences that are a hell yes for you. What aligns perfectly with your mission? What energizes you? What brings you closer to the man you are building? Be specific. This list becomes your constitution. When a new request comes in, you no longer have to debate it. You simply measure it against your ideal yes list. Is it on the list? If not, the no becomes automatic, easy, and free of guilt. You are not making a difficult decision in the moment. You are simply executing a pre-made strategy. This is the mindset of the world's most effective people. They do not build their lives by addition. They build them by subtraction. They are masters of the no because they have an incredibly powerful and inspiring yes that guides them. Their life is not a junk drawer of random obligations. It is a curated gallery of intentional choices. The Wright brothers, in their quest to achieve flight, did not get distracted by 100 different scientific fads. They had one single burning yes, a heavier-than-air flying machine. They said no to everything else. This singular focus, protected by 1,000 no's, is what allowed them to change the world. Your life is your great work of art. Each yes and each no is a brushstroke. Are you painting a chaotic mess of clashing colors, or are you deliberately creating a masterpiece? You are the artist. You are the architect. You choose the materials. You choose the design. This is the ultimate identity. Not a man who is good at boundaries, but a man who is so consumed by the vision of the life he is building that he simply has no time for anything that does not contribute to it. His no is not born of anger or selfishness, but of devotion to his higher purpose. This is who you are now. The architect, the curator, the commander. Your life is your magnum opus. Go and build it with intention. Now let this final command sink into your very bones. Breathe it in, become it. I am the architect. I choose every piece. My life is my masterpiece. We have journeyed through the fire today. We have taken the weak, reflexive yes and exposed it as the fear it is. We have reforged the no into a tool of power, an instrument of respect, and the foundational act of the architect. The codes have been laid bare, but knowledge without action is merely entertainment. Your mission does not end when this video fades to black. It is just beginning. This is not a video you watch once. This is a training manual you return to. It is your pre-mission briefing. Your mission is to make this code a part of your being. So here is your final command. This video is now your morning ritual. Before you check your phone, before the world can throw its demands at you, you will return here. You will listen to these words and reinstall this programming. You will sharpen your sword before the day's battle begins. This is your training. Do not break it. This is the vow of the man you are becoming. This is the contract you sign with your future self. To seal it, go to the comments now and declare your new identity. I am the architect. And finally, you are not alone in this war. There is another man in your life who is losing this same battle, who is drowning in resentment from his own unwilling. Yes, your duty as a leader is to recruit him. Send this video to one man who needs to reclaim his power. It is an act of service. It is an act of war against weakness.